जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनंदन ब्रज जनरंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन। यमुना तीरावनचारी। यमुना तीरावनचारी। जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय राधा कालचंद्री राधा कालचंद्री राधे। जयो जयो प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र श्रीमद अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत गोस्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की। समवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। All gurus assembled devotees. All gurus assembled devotees. All gurus assembled devotees. All gurus to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते उपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for the Sunday feast class at Shri Radha College NG Temple. And my great pleasure and privilege to be here. My gratitude to Narsimha Roop Prabhu, Rashashekar Prabhu, and my senior God brothers Nandakumar Prabhu, Gokulanand Prabhu, for inviting me here to Shri Radha College NG's divine abode. This looks to be like a portal out of this material world, this divine place that Srila Tamal Krishna Maharaj manifested right from the spiritual world here at Dallas. Last time I came, I was just zapped by the energy that is there, and always remember, cherish to come back to this particular looks small temple hall compared to other temple halls in US, but very potent. And today I just want to take from the first chapter of the Gita a interesting aspect, that how do human beings respond when they are insecure. We all face fears, insecurities, things that are beyond our comprehension or control. Anyone here whose life has gone the way they have thought of? Gokulanpu, definitely not you. Suddenly things come up either from our boss or from our health or from our mind, and then things go unexpected, take unexpected turns. And when you are in a situation where it is uncertain, different people respond differently. And the Gita is a book that gives us stability in times of uncertainty because it connects us to a divine guide who can see much beyond life and our situation than what we can perceive. There was a uh, karate or a kung fu master who was approached by a student who wanted to learn martial arts because he was seeing everyone there was going to learn. And when this boy came, the master said, I can't teach you, you please go back. And you only have one hand. He was handicapped, he was physically, he didn't have one hand. That it's difficult, how will you fight with one hand? That at least teach me something. I know I can't really perform, but at least teach me something. Then the master, he was testing whether he is really committed or he just wanted to take an admission and show certificate of participation. Sometimes in ISKCON we give just certificate of participation. Just because you have participated, that itself is a. So he took in and he taught him one technique, uh, and next day when he went again, he said, "You just practice that." It was a week, a month. He kept on telling him, "Just practice that one step that I taught you." And whereas all others were being taught much many more steps. So he thought maybe what only I can learn with my one hand. And then after a few months, after a semester, there was the championship uh, title, and everyone was told to go and participate. And the master also enrolled him into the rounds. He was fearful. So, master, how will I compete with all these that know so many techniques? You just go. At least you will get certificate of participation. So he went, and as he went from round to round, he started to win every round, and and he was not able to believe himself. And even the last round, he won the main finals, and with the championship medal, he came running to the master. So, master, how is it possible? What is this master stroke technique that you have taught me? That nobody had a clue how to no defeat me. So then the master said that I didn't teach you some very rare technique. It's a very common technique that I taught you. But the catch is that to defeat this particular step, the opponent has to catch your other hand. And because you don't have another hand, they never face this situation and then they just get perplexed. And that's how you are able to defeat person after person. So, what apparently was a weakness was for this boy became his greatest strength because he could contact a guide, a person who could turn his weakness into strength. And Krishna and Krishna's devotees like Srila Prabhupada are such guides know who have we know who have seen the person and then they engaged him in ways even then themselves didn't think that they can do all this amazing adventure services. So in the Gita, especially in the first chapter, at least take just let's recite the first verse of the Gita. Please repeat after me. Dhritarashtrovacha Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samavetaayussavah Mamaka Pandavasyaiva Kimakurvata Sanjaya. So this is how the Gita starts, with a blind man, Dhritarashtra, asking about what's happening on the battlefield because he himself wasn't there. He was in Delhi, when Hastinapur, and it was this battle was happening 3 hours away in Kurukshetra. And he wanted to know what's happening with my sons, because his sons, Kauravas, they were hell bent on having the kingdom, and they thought that it is their right, although they technically or legally it was the Pandavas who were supposed to be there. How many of you played musical chairs here? In musical chairs, there's always one chair that's less, right? And as people are going around, they're eyeing to sit on that chair. And life in this world is something like that, where the desires that we have to fulfill is much more than the resources that are available. There's always two people eyeing on the same plot of land, same job. May not be two, maybe 100, maybe 1,000. And everyone wants to get there. And then therefore there is intense competition. And here in way back 5,000 years back, the land, the throne of India, Bharat, was eyed upon by the Kauravas, who were not supposed to be the kings, and those who were supposed to sit, the Pandavas, they were somehow, the story is long, you might have heard many other times. And Dhritarashtra is asking this question, that what did they do? If someone goes to a restaurant, what do? They eat. If someone goes to a swimming pool, what do? They swim. If someone goes to a battlefield armed up, what will they do? They'll fight. So it's a very silly, or no, not a great question to be asked, but why did he ask? And surprisingly, the first verse of the Bhagavad Gita was not spoken on the first day of the battlefield. The whole Gita was spoken on the first day of the battlefield. But the first verse of the Bhagavad Gita was spoken later. And why was it spoken? On the 10th day of the battle, the first verse was spoken. Therefore, if any of you are into Hindi or Sanskrit, the word that is used is Kim Akurvata. Akurvata means it is in the past tense. What had happened? What has happened? So as the story goes, that there was a great rishi called as Vyasa, who gave these blessings to Sanjaya, who could see the whole battle happening live, even before the battle started. It was something like live relay of a match. We still don't have live relay of wars. Nobody dares to do so. But there was live relay of the war to Sanjaya. And every day, Dhritarashtra, for the first 10 days, he was only interested in watching highlights. Sometimes some match happens, people don't have so much time to watch the whole match. They just want to know the highlights of the match. Typically in India, when there is a cricket match, highlights get the most views. Most people don't watch the full unless it's a main. So it's said that for the 9 days, Dhritarashtra, only in the evenings, he was asking what is today's highlights. But on the 10th day, Dhritarashtra asked his question, what happened? Because on the 10th day, he heard in the highlights that Bhishma has fallen. So when he heard Bhishma has fallen, his whole investment that they will win the war was that this particular warrior is there, Bhishma. Until Bhishma is there, nothing is going to happen. And his whole confidence, his whole trust shook the moment he heard Bhishma is now on the bed of arrows. That's when he is asking, what has happened that such a great warrior has fallen? What's happening on the battlefield? How did Arjuna could do this? From where did Arjuna get such strength, wisdom? Because Bhishma was someone who was never defeated in his life. He was empowered by the celestial devatas, trained by them, empowered by them. And often in life, we don't inquire about life deeply till we are shaken from our dependencies. We depend, say, on our financial stability, we depend on health, we depend on family, we depend on our intelligence. And as long as this dependency is there, we really don't inquire what's happening. And this is the first conversation that's happening in the first chapter of the Gita. So Gita, in the Gita, there are 3 levels of conversations that's happening. One is between this blind king Dhritarashtra and his minister Sanjaya. Another is between his son Duryodhana and his teacher, martial arts teacher Dronacharya. Another is between Krishna and his friend Arjuna. The first verse of the Gita is a conversation between Dhritarashtra and Sanjaya. And Dhritarashtra, he is a type of person who wanted the kingdom. His name itself suggests that he is someone who is so possessive or want to have this throne on his name. Dhrita means determined, Rashtra means kingdom. But is he working for it? Has he gone to the battlefield to acquire it? No. He is in his palace, hoping and expecting others will work for him. Especially his children. And he not able to go and fight in the battle is itself a proof that he is disqualified to be a king. And many times we want others to fix our life. My life is going bad or is not proper because the government is not working for me, or the temple, or the something or other. We want someone else to make the situation apt so that we can go and sit there, enjoy the situation. I think here in this great country, John F. Kennedy had said this: do not ask what the country is doing for you, ask what you are doing for the country. So Dhritarashtra is like a passive expector who is expecting things will turn properly by the world around him, or his people. And many a times, this is called as tamasic uh, way of wanting success, that we somehow want success without working for it. We want success in spiritual life. We want success in our career or whatever. That the company should organize in such a way that they should upgrade me, or the temple should recognize that they should put me. But they himself is only at the information level. He only wants to know what. So this level of conversation is there. Of course, there is no evil intention part of Sanjay, but they're conversing about a topic in which they don't have any influence. They can't change it. They want the success. They want the transformation. Sometimes it happens. It's typically called as gossip. What's happening, say in the altar, or with the book distribution, or with the kitchen? Just chatting, ranting, complaining about it, not getting into the scene. We want that whenever I go, there should be hot prasad served, or whatever. I don't know the real situation here. But we are not involved in the activity, but we want the activity should result in such a way that I am taken care of, or my family is taken care of. So this is about a level of conversation about where we are just at the information. What's happening in the world? Just open Google News and learn about this or that. Now, a bit better than that is Duryodhana, who is not passively sitting somewhere and just trying to get news. But he is wanting to be in the scene, but of course selfishly motivated. And when he sees, the second verse is that Drishtva tu Pandavanikam Vyudam Duryodhanastata Acharyam Upasangamya Raja Vachanam Abravit. Duryodhana, when he sees all the army phalanxes in front of him, he becomes very, very insecure, disturbed. Because for 12 years, 12 to 13 years, these Pandavas had no official permit to meet any kings. They're not supposed to meet any kings. They can't go and canvass. So Duryodhana is thinking, how in the world did he get such support? While the support that the Kauravas had was 11 Akshauhini Sena, army of 11 units. And Pandavas could gather 7 units of army. It's called Akshauhini in Sanskrit. It has 25,000 elephants, 25,000 chariots, and some infantry. So that's called as a one unit of Akshauhini. So Duryodhana was highly bothered that how did they get such army, and he is having bigger numbers than the other side. He is having 11 units, the other side is having 7 units, still he is becoming insecure. This is the nature of insecurity, that you may become insecure with someone who is having even less than you, and the envy just doesn't let others to have anything, especially if it's at the level of Duryodhana and Vyuda, and not just no having numbers. It was a very united army. It was a very strategically united army. And the proof of this we get that when the Kauravas they blow the conch, later in the verses, we see that all as soon as Bhishma took his conch and he blew the conch, everyone, all the Kauravas, they all started to blow the conch. And because it was simultaneous blowing of the conch, sometimes at ISKCON temples where we have 3 altars, like in Krishna Balaram or in Radha Rasbihari, when the 3 conches blow, it's quite loud. So it says, Tumulo Binanudayan. It was so tumultuous that the sound reached the skies. Very loud noise. Naturally, one conch is so loud. What to speak of 11 units of Oksena that are sounding the conch together. And then when the Kauravas blew the conch, it is not said that it was very loud, like the Pandavas, like the Kauravas. But it shook the heart of the Kauravas. Hridayani Vedarayat. The sound of the blowing of the Pandavas' conch, the declaration, shook the hearts, which is 7 units. And that too, it is said Pritak Pritak. None of them blew together. In the Pandavas side, it is said that every warrior waited for the other warrior to complete their blowing of the conch, and then they blew. Pratak Pratak. So one side is 11 Akshohini Sena blowing together, heavy, high decibel, maybe 1000 or 2000 decibels of sound. Another side is just one conch blowing after another. And that shook the heart of the Kauravas. The reason is the unity that came forth. This was external unity that they all together blew, but the purpose for everybody blowing together was that everybody wanted to prove that their sound is higher than the other sound. There was intense competition there, because at the side of the Kauravas, it was all about how can I get my purpose done in this battle. Each one that came in the Kauravas side was having their own purpose, their own motive. Bhishma, he came not because he supported this cause. He came because he had given his word to the dynasty, and as a rule for the dynasty, he was supporting. Dronacharya came not because he was supporting them. He came because his son was involved. And to protect his son, he came. So like this, everybody came. Most of them didn't come there to really support, but they had their own individual motives. They had their own individual motives in coming there. In fact, some people were canvassed by Duryodhana through cheating means. There was one king who was coming to join this war, and he was uh, father-in-law Shalya of the Nakul and Sahadev of the Pandavas. So as he was coming, Duryodhana had a camp where he was not evidently present there, and he gave such reception that Shalya thought this is Pandavas only who are giving such nice reception, and he said, "Whoever has given such nice reception, I am going to fight for them." Then Duryodhana came in front and said, "Thank you very much." And because he has given the word, he had to fight on the side of the Kauravas. So by giving some as we say, lollipops, giving some perks, or no, some kind of revenge, all these were the purpose, and they all came to there not for a united mission. So therefore, when the Kauravas blew, although it was tumultuous, it was ear shattering, it was not heart shattering. The Pandavas, some of them had their individual vengeances, revenge to be taken, but they all supported the primary cause, that the Pandavas are the rightful rulers, and dharma, the righteousness in this world, has to be established. So therefore, we will go and support. And that allegiance to the right purpose also gave them that confidence that came through each of their conches. And it said that the Pandavas were not insecure like the Kauravas, where each one had to prove their point. So therefore, the Pandavas gave each one their place, that everybody can blow their conch individually. There was no competition, there was cooperation. And in a society, in a group where there is cooperation, although each one may be doing different things, unitedly they sound much stronger, much powerful than those who are all doing the same thing but not really having the heart together. Therefore, a team is not one that just works together, but a team is one who supports each other. And Duryodhana, his whole motive in discussion with his guru Dronacharya was that how can we win this? How can we ensure that all our soldiers, all our commanders are motivated? And his whole discussion was, how can we win this war? So Dhritarashtra, what is happening on the battlefield? Or have we won the war? Or are we winning the war? Duryodhana is not just focusing on the product, but also on the process. Because if the process is not proper, then don't expect that the product will be there. If the product of good health has to be there, then the process of good diet, good exercise, good sleep, they have to be there. And if the process is not focused, you'll never get the product. Same way, we want Krishna Prem, we want more absorption in Krishna. But if you don't follow the process, then you will never get the product. So Duryodhana, he was interested in the process of how can we win, how can we ensure that our people are fighting. But because it was selfishly motivated, he says, Nayaka mama sainyasya. That all my warriors are willing to lay their lives for me. And he was not saying that I am there to lay my life for them. He wanted everyone to be laying their lives. I heard sometimes in some companies when they give motivational talks, they say that the moment you wake up, you should be thinking, what can I do to increase the sales of the company? But the boss should also be thinking, what can I do to improve the lives of my employees? Back in India recently, there was one case of so much stress at work that this lady just couldn't take the stress that has come, because so much expectation, the burden of expectations, and if we don't live, then we are fired. So that was a fear that Duryodhana was instilling in each one, and he was trying to manipulate his teacher, Dronacharya, saying that you should be no not sentimentally again influenced because your favorite student is on the other side. In fact, you should look at the opponent is your enemy and therefore become angry. In this way, he was trying to motivate, but the no uh, surprising thing is his teacher, although he was speaking so much, he didn't speak one word. Dronacharya kept quiet. He was silent because he was not really conversing. He was telling. Now we have people that just tell us, and then there are others who discuss with us. Here in Duryodhana was not in a mindset to hear at all. He was boasting lot of confidence that no, we have our power is more than theirs because Bhishma is there, we have more numbers, our soldiers are more trained, and he was putting all the facts together, but in his heart there was constant fear that how is it that they are so confident, they are appearing, your confidence comes into your persona. And sometimes in life, we are not able to really express our fears, even to our mentors, our teachers, because we want to show them a very confident face. Many times, when is asked, "How are you?" No matter what's happening, say, "I'm fine." Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur tells the story of the 25 paise circus. How many of you know the story of 25 paise circus? Some of you. Should I tell? So there was a circus that was arranged in a town, and it was announced that the fee is very less in American thing, only 1 cent ticket. So there was a huge line to go and watch the circus, and the entry point was that 1 person at a time. That only 1 person will be showed the circus. So they took 1 cent, they took him inside, and inside there it was all empty. There was nothing. No joker, no elephant, no trapeze, nothing. He started, "Hey, where is the circus?" Then a huge hulky man came. And he said, you want to see the circus? Yes, yes, I want to see the circus. And then he started to bash him up. Really beat him up. And he was kept on asking, "Why are you beating me up?" So you wanted to see the circus, right? This is a circus. And he started to beat him up. And after a while he left him, and all his clothes was soiled, all his hair was disheveled, and said, "Now circus is over, you go." As he was just about to come out of the circus, he saw there was a huge line of people anticipating how is the first premiere of this circus and wanting to get the reviews, the Amazon reviews or the Netflix reviews of this show. So when he was about to step out, He saw all his friends, those people who are just looking at a chance to pull him down, say, I can't reveal the truth, what happened inside. So he just perfected his hair, just combed his hair, just dusted his clothes, and exuberantly, joyously, he came out of the circus, appearing very happy, very thrilled. And immediately people pounced on him. Hey, how was the circus? What are the review? Wow, what did you like? The circus is amazing. I'd never seen circus like this. And then he left. So the second guy went inside. When the second guy went inside, he got the same treatment, beaten black and blue. And as he was about to come, he was more perplexed that why is the first guy shown a amazing circus and why am I being beaten? He just couldn't figure out. So as he was about to come out, if I tell the truth, everyone will laugh at me. And they'll say, anyway, we expected, how can there be a circus at 1 cent ticket? So he also dressed himself nicely. He came out more enthusiastically than the first guy. And Baksin Thakur tells this story that in this way, the whole village was beaten up that day inside the tent. But everyone that came out, nobody could tell what happened to them. Because if they reveal their hearts, what is happening, how they are getting beaten up by their mind, by their, say, taxes or this or that, no, then people will laugh. So people hide their insecurity, their fear, their troubles with a plastic smile, with an Instagram filter, with things that no are shown, but that's not really there. If I think one very great thinker there said that there is more in the showroom than in the go down, than in the back office. That there is such a no life of show off, especially today social media age. So Duryodhana, he couldn't reveal his fears because he was thought people will judge me. But Arjuna had such a relationship with Krishna that he was not hesitant to express his fears, his questions, and he was at the level of conversation. The conversation that happened between Krishna and Arjuna is at the level of why should we fight this war? Why should we engage into this ghastly thing? And this conversation could happen between Krishna and Arjuna because they had invested in each other and they were honest with each other when they faced, especially Arjuna, with their fears. And many times we are not able to go in our conversations to the deepest level, even with our family members, because of the fear of being judged. But Krishna already knows everything. And He's accepted us with whatever we are. And therefore, when we truly connect to those people, those who are no in the mood that Krishna is there, yes, he elevated Arjuna by ways that no at times it appeared that he was heavy, saying Arjuna, you are not like talking like a kshatriya, you want to run away from the battlefield. But ultimately Krishna elevated him because the growth was from the ground of total honesty that was expressed by Arjuna. And if we are able to have conversations at this level of being totally honest, of course we can't have these conversations with everyone because not everybody is like Krishna, who is willing to totally accept us. Sometimes we reveal something, we email something, or we send something, someone a message, and the screenshot goes viral, or the email goes everywhere. Sometimes even in a movement, some personal mail goes everywhere, some personal photograph goes everywhere. But these three levels of conversations that happen in the first chapter give us an insight that if we truly want to be together and be inspired, then we should be asking this question of why am I doing what am I doing. Many times we are just running through the life. How can I just fill my days or my needs that are there to do my work, do this, never really asking why am I living this kind of life. Why am I no on this pursuit? Is this truly my need, or a thing that has been put up by people around me? So there is a nice quote that says, great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, and small minds discuss people. There is a fight between two people. Lot of conversation is what were they fighting about. Some people may discuss how did this come forth. But the main question is what is the need? Why are they fighting? And if we are able to address the true need, then how and what can be figured. Just like many of you have come here to today's Sunday feast because your why was strong, that I want to go. And because your why is strong, you'll figure out if one road is blocked, then other road you will figure out how to go, or what car to use, what time to reach. All that we'll figure out. So many times in life, the purpose for which we are living is so weak or is so unclear that we are just like Duryodhana, who is moving in the battlefield, moving in the life, trying to fix life, but inside is lonely. And this is what is called as crowded loneliness, or being lonely in spite of being in a crowd, because nobody has truly understood you, or you are not truly made yourself open to someone. And loneliness is something that is rampant, which is just before more mental illnesses that come. And this loneliness many times come when we are in the mode to prove ourselves as something without actually having that substance. Of course, Arjuna was also not fully capable to win this war, but he was just there because Krishna wanted him to fight this battle. Krishna wanted him to do this service, and therefore, as his humble instrument, he engaged into the battle, and Krishna protected him all through. So, in today's discussion, I would just wanted to share these three levels of conversations that we see in the Gita. Conversation at the level of what, which is many times just gossip or informative. How is, like, even sometimes when someone dies, how did he die? So much conversation about that happens. But then what is death? Why do we die? That depth is missing in almost all conversations. So request you to be more introspective and go to the depth of a conversation, and then you'll find truly inspired in that conversation, like Arjuna found. Stop here. As I was given time for 6, I just went a little overboard. 3 minutes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. His Grace Braj Mohan Prabhu ki jai. Hare Bol. Let's give him a big round of applause. I wish we had more time to keep going, Prabhu. We have the Bhakti Shastri graduation that's going to